But that's the experience that is really transforming commerce. And so, who better to talk about where we think the experience is going on a mobile device than you? So we'll talk about that, and we'll get your ideas on just how mobile in general is evolving. And so before we do that, I want to talk a little bit about Hotel Tonight's story. I want to hear about growth. I think I read the stat that in the last 12 months, you grew from 100 destinations in 12 countries to 400 destinations in 27 countries. It's probably higher now. So incredible growth in just the last 12 months, and obviously a great story before that as well. But I want to hear about growth. I want to hear about how you guys conceptualize the experience and what it's been like the last couple of years.
Yeah, thank you. It's been an amazing sort of 3.5 years. It's hard to believe you look back and it's been 3.5 years. A lot of our growth has been adding new cities and adding new hotels, which is, it sounds easy, it sounds straightforward. It's about getting geographic ubiquity so that wherever you turn on Hotel Tonight, you're going to find a hotel that's right for you. So there's more hotels in our current cities. It's adding a lot of new cities, and it's hard when you go from adding 1 hotel a day, 2 hotels a day, to adding 100 hotels a day. You have to put in different systems, different processes, and maintain the quality that we have, the quality control, not only of the hotels that we bring in, but then also of the content that we bring in. And making sure that the photos are great, making sure that the content has this nice Hotel Tonight voice to it, and making sure it still is that handcrafted feel, even though we're doing it at scale. And it's been very, very challenging, and we can talk about competition if you want. One set of competition is clones, and one of the ways that we look at that is it's fairly easy to launch Hotel Tonight. We launched it in just 10 weeks from a whiteboard and a PowerPoint deck all the way to an app in the App Store, and we didn't have anybody to copy. We see a lot of clone activity, and what happens is that they're able to get to that point fairly easily. It's very hard, though, to get adoption. It's very hard to get scale. It's very hard to get the level of hotels you need to really get the flywheel spinning, to get the deals and get the utilization that you need.
And also nailing the experience end to end, right? I mean, I think I was sharing with you the experience that I had where I booked a hotel room for my parents in Union Square, and the guy at the front desk was quite a jerk. And I did it through Hotel Tonight. I called Hotel Tonight customer service, and a phone call away 2 minutes later, and I was right through.
Did we fire that guy for you?
I hope I should say that. But I read recently that Barry Sterling, who founded Starwood, actually invested in Hotel Tonight and actually is an advisor as well. What does that mean for you guys? It seems like it's some pretty good validation of maybe the bigger guys recognizing what you have been doing in the space.
Yeah, there's very few people that you could say, or I think that you couldn't say there's anybody that's more of a visionary, more credible within the hotel industry than Barry Sterling. Not only is he just incredibly well connected and can pick up the phone and talk to any of the chains and any big hotel group CEOs and leaderships, but he also can tell where customer opinion is going next.
Yep.
And to meet with him and have him say that Hotel Tonight, this is the future, I want to be part of this, is incredibly validating. But then also to hear him talk about how he wants to help us work with chains to deepen the relationship, to deepen the partnership and become true partners with the hotels and the suppliers that we work with, and the ideas that he's bringing to the team is really incredible. He's a guy that created the W brand. He's building the next set of sort of eco-friendly hotels right now, just isn't. The stories that he tells are really incredible on a personal level, but then on the business level, in 10 minutes I can get enough stuff to do that's going to keep me busy for weeks afterwards.
He seems to really get the experience of how you feel when you walk into a hotel, right? And so you guys are working on everything up till that and even some other stuff inside of the hotel that we'll talk about shortly, so it seems like a good match there. So where's the space going in the next 3 to 5 years? Where's travel going? How is this sort of the last minute mobile first model transforming what's happening in travel, specifically your space?
When we started, we were thinking about I became obsessed with my mobile device, and I was doing another business called DealBase, which is a hotel deal search engine, and I was thinking about how is mobile going to play into this? What would this business, this DealBase business, look like on mobile? And I realized that it was going to be about last minute, because that's something that mobile could bring uniquely to the world. The same with the ride-sharing companies, and the same with the delivery companies. It's a uniquely mobile experience that you've left your computer and you're now needing a place to stay. A mobile device can help you out. We wanted to build the ultimate way to do that, and that was about convenience. That was about providing you with great hotel properties, about providing you with a deal potentially. We sell lots of rooms and with many And so where it's going, where we're seeing it's going, is that was a very specific use case for mobile. What we're seeing is more and more people are not using computers anymore in the way they used to use computers. And they're preferring to transact on mobile devices, preferring to use these devices as remote controls. I think that opens up a lot of opportunity for us to be more useful for consumers as well as more useful to hotel partners to fill their rooms up.
So let's talk about like Google I/O. You guys announced the express check-in as well as actually keyless entry into hotel rooms using NFC. Tell me about that.
Yeah, that was a really fun set of announcements, and we were honored that Google wanted to work with us to help talk about the future of what travel was going to look like, what the hotel stay experience was going to look like. It's always important for us to be innovating, to be thinking about what's next, not what's just now. And we think that the mobile device is one of the most interesting things about it is that it stays with you all the time. So it's not just about a transaction, it's about that it's with you the entire stay. Yep. And what does that mean? And we're doing a lot of thinking about that and a lot of work on that. But one of the first pieces is, can we help with the check-in process? Yep. Especially for an independent hotel that doesn't have the resources of a major chain to be able to provide this type of technology. So I think it's one of the frustrations I have about the hotel stay experience is that with Hotel Tonight, we can do bookings in 10 seconds and 3 taps and a swipe, but the check-in process often it's a fairly analog process. It's offline. It involves maybe 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes if there's a line.
Yep.
And is there a way that we can help our hotel partners focus on what they do best, which is provide great service, instead of them spending all this time doing sort of administrative work at the guest expense? Yep. Can we do that ahead of time for them? Offload it so they can spend that time, maybe it's a fraction of the time, but they're spending it helping people tell them about the property, about why they should come back, about why they should, what they should do in the area, about helping make their stay memorable. Yeah. And it's a win-win for everyone. On the keyless entry, I think that if you look out far enough, call it 10 years, call it 5 years, there's no reason for us to have a chain of keys, like this hunk of metal in our pocket, which is basically for personal authentication, for entering a secure environment, right? There's no reason that can't be through a phone or through another device. And a phone is
literally duplicated in your hardware store.
Exactly, and it's incredibly unsecure, right? You can drop it, you can lose it. It's heavy, it's sharp. It's an antiquated way of doing authentication. Yep. So I think in hotels, I think it's going to happen at homes. It's already happening a little bit in offices with key cards, but I think that it's going to happen way more at homes, and then it's going to happen first in hotels because there's an incredible efficiency for them to do this, as well as security benefit for it. And so it's going to require a change in hardware. We wanted to make sure that we understood this, that we were investing in resources and understanding and working with the best technology partners there. And so that when this happened, we would be really well positioned to be able to help our hotel partners.
Okay, makes sense. Let's shift gears a little bit to just talking about commerce in general. So at Braintree, having worked with many commerce companies, we talk about this idea of smart commerce or contextual commerce is coming. So the idea that the same way that Google now tries to essentially predict what kind of content you're going to need throughout the day, is that same thing happening with commerce, right? So is there a way to string together all of the buying that you do throughout the day or throughout the week, in a way that just makes everything more streamlined? It's almost predictive of what you're going to need. And so,